official episode number 1 of Big Bear Boxing Squad. I told you guys I was probably leaning more towards a podcast. I got a long way to go, but let's get into the topic, straight into the topic. What do you guys think about the situation between Jermall Charlo, David Benavidez, and Canelo Alvarez? I do think Canelo Alvarez is top dog right now between those other two fighters. But my question is, are they so far on his heels as far as taking over the throne, becoming number 1 pound for pound overall, or just in the 168 to 160 pound division? I think Canelo, I don't think he's scared to fight either one of those guys, but I do think those guys are on his heels. In my own opinion, my own assessment of looking at video, tape, and all that other stuff, I like to see all three of them fight each other. But the biggest thing I want to question, if he never fights those fighters, if he never fight Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez, will it put more of a damper on his career? Will it do anything? Will it tarnish his legacy in any way? That's a question I have for the fans, true boxing fans out there. That's a question that I got for myself. How will we look at Canelo Alvarez and when it comes down to the end? I think he got what it takes to beat any one of them. I think any one of those fights are 50-50 fights. But will he take them? I think that any one of these fights, like I say, you go and look at any type of footage between these three great fighters, I think any one of them can lose, win, draw, whatever. But Canelo is top dog, so you got to kind of put Canelo in the driver's seat of controlling his destiny. But I know David Benavidez want to really fight him, and Jermall Charlo really want to fight him. But how much do Canelo do you want to keep obtaining belts through different weight class? I heard he was going up to 175 cruiserweight. Do he want to keep taking that path, or do he want to really just show why he's the best and beat the best fighters out there? Not saying that Arthur Benavidez wouldn't be a good fight, but I think that the bigger fights, the bigger, cash, you call Canelo cash cow, and that's just true facts. I think he actually took over when Mayweather, when he decided to hang him up. I love Canelo's style. I see a lot of Floyd Mayweather in him, but just with maybe a little bit more power. I think he took the throne as of now. But the thing is, will he let other contenders actually, contend for the belts that he has? I think I don't know if he officially dropped all his undisputed at super middleweight at 168. But I would love to see some of these fights. I'm pretty sure you guys would love to see them. But what do you guys think? Get down in the comment section. That's what this channel is about. It's more based on opinions of others. Nobody's wrong. On my channel, anybody can express themselves how they want to express themselves as far as boxing goes. But like I say, these are the biggest fights to make for Canelo. I could throw a couple other fighters in there like Andrade or whatever, but I do think that Benavidez stands out way more, and I do think Jermall Charlo stands out way more just because of their skill set. But not. Let me change the way I said that. I think the way that those fights make more sense is because of maybe the off the camera. I mean, out of the ring. The way they carried it, especially Jermall Charlo. I think for a press conference, man, you got to ask yourself, man, that could be a really big press conference. And I think with Benavidez, I think his hunger, the way he climbed back on top, got his belt back. I think he's a very dangerous fighter. Like I said before, I think that all three of these fighters can beat each other with no issues. But I think it's a conversation that needs to be pushed more on Canelo's side. Will he give these two guys a shot? Not saying Andrade wouldn't be a challenge, but I think when it comes to pay-per-view numbers, I don't think it'll be as high as fighting these two fighters right here that you see on the screen. I do think they the biggest names that can contend, and actually get the numbers behind it. It's one thing contended, and like I said, the business of boxing, you got to be able to put two great fighters together to actually make a lot of money, so it can make a lot of sense. That's the easiest way for me to break it down. But I feel like any one of those fighters, they could, get all three of those fights could be 50-50 fights. But like I say, Canelo is in the driver's seat. Canelo got the pull. He done did, his last fight was with PBC. So I don't think any one of those fights would be hard to make. I think Al Heyman and whoever else he chooses to work with, I think it'd be easy to work with those guys. And I think Canelo, he did the right thing with working with those guys, because it opens up more doors. I think that I love the way him and Devin Haney really ain't up under an umbrella. They can kind of fight wherever they want to fight. I think more boxers need to be following that route too. And I think when you got more freedom, it's just easier to get bigger fights done without going through the loopholes and the network stations and stuff like that. But just in the sport of boxing as a whole, I don't think it should be, all of that stops true fans from seeing these bigger fights. But I do think all three fighters are beasts. Jermall Charlo, I think Jermall Charlo, he campaigns at middleweight, and then I think Benavidez, I think his last fight, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I think was at middleweight. So it's only an 8-pound difference, which is not a lot. I think both fighters can easily carry their power up. I think Benavidez is a little bit taller than both of them. But I think Jermall Charlo, his power can, I think, with ease. He's a big guy. He's a big middleweight. His brother's big. To be, fighting at, I think he fight at 155, super welterweight. So, I think the genes is there for Jermall Charlo. I think the talent is there for Benavidez. I think that they will give Canelo a real run for his money. But it's up to Canelo. Like I say, he the top dog. He the cash cow. He the one that pulls the strings right now. He earned that right. He's fought champion after champion, multiple different weight classes. I think from 150, 155, all the way up to probably about to be 175. So he's earned the right. If anybody say anything different, I think you kidding yourself, because it takes a lot to get into the ring and to prove yourself against other fighters. But like I say, this conversation needs to be pushed more between the fans. Maybe we could speak enough to where we can get some of these fights. If you're gonna pay for pay-per-view, you want to pay for the best fights. That's all I want to pay for. I don't want to pay $75, $85 for a fight that you don't even know who the guys are. And even if the undercard is decent, which I know Al Heyman and I think Canelo team, they could put on some good undercard fights. But I think for the main event, it's something to share amongst each other. Not just the two fighters, but the fans. You could talk about these fights for years. Everybody talk about Hagler Hearns. Those fights will always be talked about. Even my kids will talk about that fight. My son is in karate and stuff he asking me stuff about boxing today, so I already know that by the time he get older, he'll see some of them clips of Hagler Hearns and all the other old great fighters. So today's fighters, we got to get these fights to so our kids will have something to talk about. So Canelo and Jermall Charlo and Benavidez will have something to talk about, and I could have added Andre in there, but I just think his situation is just a little bit different. Not talent wise, but I think money wise, it could be a little something different. But I do think he can be in the conversation if he can have a big 2022. I think that he deserves a fight. Maybe Benavidez and those guys can get together and fight each other. I think all four of them actually are special. I think any one of them could beat each other any given day. But money wise, and what really makes sense is the two names that I mentioned. I think it's a fair assessment. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This official, like I said, is official episode 1 of Big Bear Boxing Squad. Hopefully we can make it grow. I love what I'm doing. I'm glad that I jumped back in. A lot of progression videos which you guys can see. Going back from my first one playing I keep wanting to say 2K, but Fight Night Champions, actually advertising, certain things on there, but you can see the progression of going there if you go back and look at some of my beginning videos until where we are now. I'm gaining subscribers like crazy, and I really thank everybody. I never want to leave a video without saying I really appreciate you guys out there for subscribing, because you don't have to. We need to get those likes up though. But the subscription, man, is looking positive. It's making me want to keep going. It's making me want to just keep you guys in tune. Make you guys want to keep coming back without getting boring. Because I know a lot of times we got such short attention spans that sometimes content get boring. I want to get this thing big to where you see me sitting in a room, to where you see me sitting at a building or something, interviewing people, interviewing boxers, really showing the podcast way, making it be one of the biggest podcasts in the world one day. But I got, I'm humble enough to say I got a long way to go. I got a lot to learn. I've still been learning. I've been learning from a lot of other boxing channels. I support everybody. I don't care what type of boxing channel you guys. I think everybody does an amazing job. I get a lot of my news from them channels. So you guys, you watch, whoever you want to watch. But I just thank my subscribers for tuning in for each video that I do. But I do want to go ahead and wrap this video up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about this topic. I think it'll strike up good conversation. But like I said, get in the comment section, leave likes and comments, and subscribe. The more you guys like it, the more it's seen, the bigger the conversation get. I cannot stress that enough. You got to hit the like button. It don't cost you anything. And that's like I say in all my videos, that's a beautiful thing about YouTube. You can watch good content without having to worry about somebody trying to get money off of you all the time. I do this because I enjoy boxing. I want to be a part of boxing even more. Like I said, I grew up around boxing. So I want to do my contributions and let you guys feed off what's on my mind, the conversations that I want to kind of obtain between myself and you guys. So I can't do anything without you guys. So if you can hit that like button, you can share it, you can comment on it, and watch some of my shorts, man. I got a lot of good shorts that I got in the works. So I just want to thank everybody again. And that's going to conclude episode number 1, the official episode number 1 of Big Bear Boxing Squad.